Welcome to Movement and Function. I'm Beth Wagner, and today I'm going to show you some excellent stretches for your hands to relieve joint stiffness and muscle soreness. To get started, be sure you're sitting with tall posture, with your chest lifted, your shoulder blades relaxed down and back, a little bit of a chin tuck. It's always important to have midline, tall posture before you're doing any exercises, just to make sure that your muscles, your joints, and everything are aligned before you start moving. Okay, the first thing we'll do is a warm-up for your hands and your wrists. So bending your elbows to about 90 degrees with your hands out front, let's just do some circles. 10 times in one direction. And make those circles as large as you can. Really reach with your fingers and swirl your wrists. After 10 repetitions in one direction, switch directions. Do circles the other way. Large circles, full sweeping motion with your wrists and all joints of your fingers. After 10 repetitions in both directions, shake that out a little bit. I'll start at the wrist and work my way down to the fingers. First up is a wrist flexion and extension stretch, alternating between one direction and the other direction. Extend your right arm out, palm facing up toward the ceiling. With the left arm, reach forward and bend your hand down so that you're feeling the stretch through your wrist and through the hand. If you can reach, see if you can pull your thumb down as well. If that's too much of a stretch, just stretch through your fingers. Hold for 5 seconds and then relax. Now turn your palm down, reach your left hand, and gently press your hand down. You should feel a stretch across the wrist crease as well as into your hand. Hold for 5 seconds. Continue alternating back and forth between the flexion and the extension stretch. If holding your hand in this position is uncomfortable, if it's too difficult to achieve this much supination, which is opening of the hand in this direction, you can also do both stretches with your palm down and press up this way and then alternate pressing down. That's a nice modification of this stretch. You'll notice if you try both, it feels a little bit different. Both are great. Okay, after you've finished with 5 repetitions, holding for 5 seconds on the right hand, switch to the left hand. Extend your left hand forward, palm up. With your right hand, press down. Hold for 5 seconds, and then turn your wrist over and press down for 5 seconds. Continue alternating 5 times. Another variable with this stretch is how much your elbow is bent. The straighter your elbow is, the more you'll feel a stretch pulling up towards your elbow. That's just fine. But if this position is uncomfortable for you to hold your arm up this high, you can also do this stretch with your elbow relaxed by your side. You'll notice the stretch feels different in the 2 different positions. And again, that's just fine. See what feels best for you. And you could also try varying this stretch. Do a few repetitions with your elbow bent by your side and a few repetitions with your arm stretched straight out in front of you. Okay, the next stretch is a prayer stretch. Sitting tall, chest lifted, shoulder blades relaxed down and back, a little bit of a chin tuck. Bring your hands up towards your heart, towards the center of your chest, with your palms facing each other. Relax your elbows. Now, keeping the palms together, move your hands down as far as is comfortable, just until the base of your palms start to separate. Hold for 10 seconds and repeat 5 times. Now I'll move down into the fingers with a finger circle. Starting on the right hand at the thumb, we'll use the left hand to perform a circular motion at the thumb. So we'll do 5 circles in each direction and then switch directions. Make the circle as large as you can, but don't push through any pain. You might feel some snap, crackles, and pops here, and as long as they're not painful, that's just fine. But don't force the motion. Just go as far as your finger is comfortable moving. After you've done 5 repetitions in each direction at the thumb, move on to the index finger, keeping the other fingers relaxed. 5 circles in one direction, and then 5 circles in the other direction. Right, and then on to the middle finger. There's less motion with the circles towards the middle of the hand, and that's normal. Just move as far as your finger is comfortable going. then onto the ring finger, and then finish up at the pinky. And then switch hands. So we'll go on to the left hand using the right hand for the motion. So 5 circles at the thumb in each direction. And then we'll move on to the index finger, the middle finger, ring finger, and finally the pinky. And then shake that out and rest for a second. Next up is to make a fist. We'll alternate between having the thumb inside the fist and the thumb on the outside of the fist. Let's start this one with the left hand. So I'll be using my right hand to assist my left hand in making the fist. So I'll take my right hand, cover my left hand, and press down. So with this first one, my thumb is outside. Hold for 5 seconds, and then release, open the left hand wide. This time, put the thumb inside. So put the thumb down first, and then try to cover over your thumb with your fingers. Use your right hand to press down. So you'll see there, I'm using my right hand to gently press my left fingers down toward my palm to make a fist. Hold for 5 seconds and release. Continue alternating with the thumb outside and with the thumb inside. Do 10 repetitions total on the left hand, and then switch to the right hand. With the left hand, gently close down the fingers on the right hand so that your fingers are coming closer to your palm. Release, open your hand wide. Next time, bring the thumb in first and gently curl the fingers over the top of the thumb. Hold for 5 seconds and then relax. Open your fingers wide. Continue alternating with the thumb inside and the thumb outside for 10 repetitions on each hand. Now, if any of your fingers are particularly stiff that makes the fist difficult, you could try a few repetitions of just that finger. So for example, if my pinky were stiff and sort of hanging out here, I could take my right hand and just gently press down with the pinky for a few repetitions. See if you can draw that pinky closer to your palm. After you focus some attention on the one finger, then open nice and wide, maybe shake it out for a second or two, and then go back to working on making the full fist. Now that we've done quite a bit of flexion with the fingers, we'll move on to extension. Starting with the left thumb, I'll use my right hand, press it back. Hold for 5 seconds. Don't push through the pain. Just move your thumb as far as it's comfortable to go. Then relax. Move on to the index finger. Continue moving down your hand, pressing each finger back for 5 seconds. Shoot for 5 repetitions of each finger, and then switch hands. Now the left hand will press the fingers back on the right hand. 5-second hold, moving from the thumb toward the pinky. With a neutral wrist, if that's comfortable, or with wrist extension, if that feels better for you. And relax, shake that out. Now to wrap up the stretches, I suggest taking just a few seconds to scan both hands from your wrist through the palm into each finger. See if there is any lingering areas of stiffness or soreness that you would like to address with a further stretch. If you find a particular finger or area that still feels a little stiff and sore, do a few extra repetitions of stretching on that finger or in that area. Lastly, an alternating warm and cold water bath can be very beneficial to decrease inflammation in your hands and fingers. I suggest 5 minutes of warm water followed by 5 minutes of cool water. You could either keep your hands relaxed in the water or perform some circles, opening, and closing to further enhance the benefits of the soak. You might try this before you do the exercises if your hands are particularly stiff, and it's also beneficial to do it at the end, just for further relaxation after you've completed all of the stretches. I hope that these stretches help to relieve your stiffness and soreness and to enhance the flexibility and movement in your hands so that you can enjoy the things you love to do every single day. If you've liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Here's to your healing, health, and happiness. I hope you have a fantastic day.